built that thing. Yeah. All right, so today we're looking at a beast of a machine. We have a split fire 6206 two-way log splitter. What we have here is just a heavy-duty cross-mounted skid steer log splitter that pushes 50 tons of splitting force. So this cross-mounted skid steer machine basically mimics our 3,000 and 4,000 series machines, but everything is just larger and more beefy. We have it on a Bobcat T870, which is a bigger machine. You know, it's almost 100 horsepower. A machine of this size is probably a little bit bigger than we need for this wood, but it's what we have locally. And the skid steer would be the appropriate size for a machine of this size. So the frame on this machine is a 10-inch tube frame, 5/8 thick. We also have 5/8 reinforcements to make it good and thick. You'll notice all the stops are made of 1-inch thick plate. Our cylinder is nicely tucked on the inside here. So once you have a look inside, you'll see the thing is packed full of steel, all kinds of reinforcements to make sure this thing hangs together for the most brutal wood you're gonna be splitting. And if we go past that, of course, our skid steer plate, we have reinforcements on it to handle all that twisting, all the forces that are going to come through running on bigger skid steers. And if we go down, we look at our knife. This here is a chunk of 2-inch thick AR400, and it is 20 inches long from the base to the tip. Now you'll notice in the tip, we've also sharpened the tip on this machine here too. A big old hefty piece of steel here that's going to take a lot of wrenching and a lot of pressure. And I mean, it's got to withstand 50 tons of force, you know, after years and years of use. And so that's why I went with AR400 on this knife here. Now for the 6206, the standard stroke length is going to be 30 inches. We're not offering a 24. A lot of guys are going to want to be doing boiler wood or the really big stuff, so 30 inch will be a standard stroke size. We're speccing this machine to run anywhere from 20 to 70 gallons a minute if you're putting it on you know, a really large skid steer with extremely high flow. It has the capability to do that. The nice thing about it is, again, that cylinder is tucked on the inside of this frame here, so you can bump, you can push, you can whack it with stuff. You're not going to ever damage that cylinder. It's nicely inside that frame, safe and sound. Now these here are 5/8 hoses, which is spec'd as high flow for this Bobcat, which is kind of unusual. Typically we see something with over 30 gallons a minute go to a 5/8 flat-faced or a 3/4 in certain cases if you're going above that. So we will be speccing multiple hose options depending on what kind of machine you're putting it on. And if you're running over 3,500 PSI, we also have a valve block that we've custom made in-house for these machines as well. So we have options for people's machines, but most skid steers are 36, 3,400 PSI in that range, which is just a direct connection just like we have here today. And as far as that cylinder goes, it's a 30-inch stroke, 6-inch cylinder. We've got 2-inch pins on it, so good, you know, overkill pins to make sure it's going to stand any abuse. And we're running a 2.5-inch chrome rod, which, just like any split fire two-way log splitter, you get your full 50 tons on the extension stroke. On the return, it will be slightly quicker, but it will have 10 to 12% less power on the return stroke. But with this much tonnage, you'll never notice. And as far as the design of this machine goes, you're not buying this to split stuff down to campfire wood style wood. That's not what the intention nor the design is. You're taking, you know, your 40-inch, your 50-inch rounds, splitting it into 30, 40-pound chunks, either putting it into a boiler from there or getting a push-through style machine or any type of log splitter, like a box switch machine, and splitting it down to, you know, firewood size wood. So it's really meant for chunking up that big stuff. Like I said before, this wood's on the smaller size for this, you know, size of skid steer and log splitter, but it's a quick demonstration, and we will be posting another video in the future with some massive rounds that can really show what this thing's meant for. All right, so that is a 6206 on a Bobcat T870. Obviously, big skid steer, lots of capacity, but it's also a 50-ton log splitter that weighs 2,000 pounds. Now, obviously, the wood we're splitting here is small for a machine of this size, but in future videos, we'll find some 4- and 5-foot stuff that'll better showcase the capabilities. If you have questions about maybe a JCB teleskid or a Takeuchi or a John Deere skid that you want to put this machine on, you can always give us a call at the office. We'll need to know hose sizing, flat face couplers, all that good stuff. Keep in mind, these machines are built to order for the time being, but if you want more details, you can see more at split-fire.com. Of course, we're always ready to take a phone call at the office. And if you like this YouTube video, give us a comment down below, and a subscribe is always great. Have a good one.